So let's go to the great KB, Kareth Burke, and Petaluma's finest. He's back in the studio.
Wow, he's back, baby.
Dalton
This
Johnson.
is not the trip to miss, though. You should have been in Miami. Why don't you come
I
back
don't make
for
the
this?
schedule. I don't make the schedule for me.
Dude chose San Antonio over Miami. What is wrong with that guy? Jeez.
He's a fiend for barbecue.
Yes, he does love barbecue. KB, what you got, courtesy of Comcast Business. Every connection counts.
All right, so we have to talk about the fact that Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond are out all at the same time, JK and Al as well. But as far as those three, this is the second time that they all happen to be out at the same time. The first happened against the Kings. That was November 5th. So we're talking about 2 weeks ago, actually, and it happened to be the second night of a back-to-back. Now, we know the decision tree with the Warriors training staff on top, looking at their data with their observations, also includes Steve Kerr, also includes a conversation with the player. But these conversations are going to be happening more as this team gets older.
Yeah, this was what we expected throughout a season, and it was only going to be heightened at the beginning of the season with what the schedule is, those conversations with Rick Celebrini. Bonte just brought it up that it's the fifth back-to-back. The Warriors have played 17 games after tonight. No other team will have played more than 15 games or have had more than 3 back-to-backs.
Okay.
The Warriors, this is their 12th road game of the season. The Rockets, today is their 13th total game of the season. So the combination of age and schedule has been brutal at the beginning of the season for the Warriors. But I want to talk about the big three of Steph Curry, of Jimmy Butler, of Draymond Green. I'm looking at that 65-game threshold because that is for becoming eligible for the main awards in the NBA.
I see.
So I think when it comes to the Warriors, ideally, they're going to have them play around 65 games. So that obviously puts a lot of pressure and expectations on the young players, on Jonathan Kuminga, who remains out right now, Moses Moody, Brandon Pajemski, Will Richard becoming a starter now. But it also, to me, should put another spotlight on a veteran like Buddy Hield.
Okay.
He's been there. He's done that. He had the great start to last season. He had his Game 7 performance in Houston last year. And Buddy Hield this season so far, in the season opener, 17 points in 5 three-pointers. Since then, he hasn't scored more than 12 points in a game, and he only has 4 other games of multiple three-pointers. I think the Warriors, they need more out of a veteran off the bench like Buddy Hield starting tonight, who will have a much bigger opportunity with those stars out.
And Buddy hasn't even been getting a lot of touches. Like the field goal attempts just haven't been going his way. Tonight, wide open there. If I could just mention one thing in this conversation about would players accept less money? And I understand the answer is no right off the bat. What if you framed the conversation as, would you play 10 fewer games a season if it meant you got 2, 3, or 4 more seasons in your career and it helped your teammates? If you made it like a collective for the good of all of us, and if you framed it that way, the back end of your career would extend more years on that contract. Could that be the starting point here? Just something to consider.